Welcome to episode 15 of Walter's Inbox. And this is where I share my personal emails with you. And these are emails sent to me by recruiters and hiring managers, mainly about positions in SQL and databases. So, what's the point of this? I'm sharing this in hopes that this would help. Maybe this will be of use to you or someone that you know who's looking for a position. I also share a live phone call with one of the recruiters and just to take you through my thought process of trying to vet out a position and make sure that it's a good fit and everything feels good. All right. So in the last session, episode number 14, I shared some of my resume with you. And the reason for this is because, well, Walter's Inbox is here because I get about 10 to 15 emails a day. And this is not to brag or anything. This is just to show that, there's a formula behind that. And one of the big components of this formula is my resume. So in this episode, I'm going to take it a little further and share a little more of my resume and kind of walk you through some of the strategies that I put in place to just heighten my visibility and just try to make sure that I get a quality type positions coming my way. So let's jump to this. All right, to get to my resume, which I have hosted now, I'm not sure how long I want to keep it here, but it's here for now. You go to sqltrainingwheels.com/Walter's Inbox. Right here, I have a little bit.ly link, and that takes you to my resume. So yesterday, when we spoke about this resume and I kind of started going down the line here, there's a couple of main things that I just wanted to point out, and I'll just kind of run through them quickly. One of the things is having your name big and bold, your contact information, but within this contact information, of course, you want your number, your email, but you also want to have, if you don't already, a LinkedIn account. I will definitely have this. Having a LinkedIn account I can't stress the importance of that. And there's a number of different strategies just within having a LinkedIn account that you should employ. And we'll talk about that maybe in another episode. But for now, I'll just say it's wise to have a LinkedIn profile. And you also, if you want to have a personal website, that's highly recommended. Just kind of show your own flavor, your own personal style. And this is the way that, this is the world we live in digital content. So couple key things. When you look down, the primary skills. So one key, just broad kind of view to look at this resume, it is meant to really speak to people who don't have that much time. Hiring managers, even the recruiters, most people looking at resumes, and I can tell you myself too, when I was in the interviewer's chair, I didn't really have that much time, honestly, to really study a resume. And that's just the world we live in. It's nothing personal. So you have to design your resume in a way that is going to grab the most amount of attention in the quickest amount of time and have your eyes and the brain that's scanning this resume, align with what you want them to focus on. So if you take a look at the primary skills, it's just a real high level skill list of the things that I want to be pronounced in my resume. And then below this is another sort of summary area. I call it the professional summary, but it's another breakdown again, but a little more detail, right? So it's still short, but it's extensive. If you look, it's long sentences in bullet points. And when you take a look at these sentences, I have some key words built in here that is responsible for, I think, a lot of the calls that I receive. In nowadays, the way that you get your resume scanned and looked at is through a computer that's doing a keyword scan, a keyword search. And it's buzzwords that you want to put in your resume. You want to litter that around your resume as much as possible and just kind of brighten your visibility by doing so. So I have that kind of littered down, again, just kind of stressing skills that I want to pronounce, that I want to have just kind of bounce back in terms of the positions that might this might be matched to. Going down, I have my education, and I will say, I have education here, and for those of you who might just be starting, or maybe you're just in school, or maybe not in school at all, education, is just really relative now in the world that we live in. I do not think that all your time is going to be wisely spent if you decide to go to college per se, and that's not to knock college. But I've been to college, as you see, but I think in our world that we live in today, there's so many different mediums to consume knowledge, and that doesn't have to translate to 4 years of your life. You could be an expert in an area, just consuming educational material that's going to sharpen your skills. All right, enough said about that. But going down, I have my professional experience, and this kind of gets in. So if you look at the progression, I'm going like a little bit of information, then a little bit more, but still kind of brief. And then I have my little education, but then I go into my professional experience, which is sort of exploded. This is more the expanded version of, my experience, and it kind of is broken up by places that I've worked. So I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but I will say you want to make your bullet points kind of short, not 1,000 bullet points, even though this is sort of long here. And there's no real length to your resume, I've found. People have kind of big arguments about how long your resume should be. My resume is about 5 pages long, I think, and that's cut down. Again, I'm on a give and take here, so maybe I'm old school, maybe I'm a little outdated here or something, but please let me know. I'm always open for tips and tricks. So let me know if there's something I could add or minus or change around here too. But this has been effective, I can say that, and this is why I'm sharing this. And maybe there's something here that you could employ and incorporate into your style that's just going to make you that much more effective, that much more aligned to your position, and something that's going to be rewarding for you. All right? And that's the point of this. Please drop your 2 cents if you've got some. Drop it in the comments. Let us know I'm learning as well. And just share your 2 cents, your experience. If you have a resume writing tip, some sort of tip to get you more visibility. And that's it. Talked already, talked a lot, but I think this session was necessary. So this has been episode number 15, Walter's Inbox. Peace.